All right, well, somebody pointed out that I haven't done a Not Wordle in a while and asked me to look at another one, so I'm going to do a Not Wordle today. This is nothing like Wordle. We are guessing five-letter words, and it's going to give us clues to the answer, but it's nothing like Wordle, so don't be confused. This is definitely not Wordle. It's a little confusing right now if you're not used to this game. We're going to guess a five-letter word here. These other 6 spaces are going to be our clues. Once I make my first guess, I'll go through all of the clues because it's a little easier to explain once they're in there. Let's go back to the old nasty start. I like that one. It's kind of in the middle alphabetically, which is helpful in this game. So, okay, so this 8 is our Scrabble score. So if you scored, now you'll notice the keyboard has, up above me there, has the numbers for Scrabble. This is the value of the letters in Scrabble. So nasty would be an 8 in Scrabble, which is not very good really for this because the minimum you can do is 5. So the idea is to try to kind of roughly cut the categories in half to eliminate as much as possible. But anyways, it's too low, not surprising, so we need to be higher than 8. We need to go towards Z, which is why I like nasty, because it's in the middle of the alphabet, so we need to be closer to Z alphabetically. The word is too common. I feel like the common thing isn't always very helpful because it's really hard to know what words are common and uncommon to a certain extent. But at any rate, this is too common of a word, so we need a more unusual word. The 7 is the word ladder score. So basically, if you change one letter at a time, so you could change this to, I don't know, hasty, right? If you change the N to an H, and then you could change that to haste if you change the Y to an E. So you change one letter at a time, and how many steps would it take to get to the answer? It's 7, so it's quite a bit different than nasty, basically. And then we have 1 green. Now, we don't know if we have any yellows. We know we have 1 green. If there are no greens, then it will tell us about yellows. If there's no greens or yellows, then it'll just say 5 grays. 1 green. So we don't know which one is green. I'm going to do... what am I going to do? I'm going to cut it... I'm going to try and go roughly... I'm going to do like an S or an R or something. Let's do ST. We need to have... but if we do... Right, because we need a higher score. I want to jump to like, 12 or something would be great. Let's try and get like a 12. So all the vowels are 1s. So we know we're going to have at least one. So maybe we could do SH. That would be good. An H is a 4. And I don't really want to do... I was kind of hoping to do one of the... Well, we could do the Y. Could we do the Y? Something... SH something something Y. Shiny? Is that gonna... That's gonna be 11. That's not too bad. Let's go with that. Score too high. Okay, good. So it's a 9 or a 10. We still need to go towards Z. And still to come. We still have 1 green. Okay, well, so it could be the Y. It could be that we have a different green. Maybe the N was green. Well, it's not the N here, but maybe the A was green here and the H was... The N was green down here. I don't know, something, right? Could be a different letter. It could be the Y. So let's stick with the Y at the end for now. And we need to go towards Z, so let's do... I don't want to jump too far. There's a lot of letters, there's a lot of words with S and T at the beginning. We could also do something like maybe a W. Whiny is too high. We need something... The problem with W is we're up to 4 already, and if we're using the Y... And we've got to somewhat limit. Let's see, the Y is 4, so the minimum you can do with the Y is 8. So we can only do, 1 or 2 more. So it's got to be a lot of 1s. So maybe we should go back to ST. Could do Stony. No, that's an 8. We need something a little more than that. Yeah, and I don't know if I want to stick with the S. I think I'd rather start with like a T. Truly is only going to be 8. We need something with some more, but we could do tardy. The D is a 2. That would give us a 9. Yeah, let's go with that. We know it's wrong because you can't have the A and the Y, but that's okay. Ooh, 3 greens. And we know only one of them can be the A or the Y. So at least 2 of the TRD are green. Okay, and we have to have a score of 10. Still need to go towards we're too obscure now, so we need to be, an obscurity, we need to be between nasty and shiny and tardy. Somewhere more obscure than nasty and shiny, but more common than tardy. Okay. I don't know what that means, but we still need to go towards Z, so if the T is right, if the T is not right, then we have the R, the D, and either the A or the Y. And the other thing is, right, so if it's not the A or the Y, you could have the T, the R, and the D, but then we would need to have the H. The H. It would have to be THRD if you didn't have the Y, right? Because if the Y isn't green, then one of them from shiny has to be green, but if you do the T, R, and D, the only one that can be is the H. But THRD doesn't work. So it's got to be the Y, I think. Could it be the A? Could it be the A? It could be the A. You couldn't do ARD, because then you'd have to have the S, and we know it's farther towards Z than tardy. So it would have to be the TA. You'd have to have R or D, and you'd have to have I or N. So ID or RN. I don't think that's gonna work. So I think the Y, I think it's the Y. The Y. Could we do RDY and something else? Could we do wordy? I think that's gonna be too high of a score. Yeah, that's a 12. We need a 10. So wordy doesn't work. Is there anything else with RDY? It's gotta be later than T. But the R, D, and Y is already 7, so we need 3. The vowel is there's gonna be a vowel, obviously, in one of those first 2, which is gonna be a 1, so we need a 2-pointer. After T, you've got V, W, X, Y, and Z, and they're all too high. So unless you start with a U, and you have to have a U and then a 2-point letter, like G or D are the only 2-point letters, right? Yeah, so that doesn't work. We can't do that. So we definitely have the T, we definitely have the Y, and then we have the R or the D, and the problem is we have T and Y, that's 5. We need 5 more, which has got to be either a 3 and 2 1s, or 2 2s and a 1. Teddy? I think Teddy would work. Let's go for that. Hey, there we go. Very nice. All right, cool. Well, I feel like maybe there was something else we could have done there, but with a 3-pointer, but the 3-pointers are P and C, B, M. P, C, B, and M are the 3-pointers. So we would have had to use one of those, and so it would have to be like R, M, Y, or R, P, something like, you know, Terpy or something. I don't think it works. I think Teddy might have been the only possibility at that point, but let me know if you could think of something else that would work. Should we look at the word ladders here? Let's see. There you go. That's how to get from nasty to Teddy. In, let's see, 7, and then 8 from shiny, and then 5 from tardy. So there's probably other ways to do it, but that's one way to do it anyways, so. All right, cool. Well, let me know if you're a fan of Not Wordle, and if you solved today's puzzle, how it went for you. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.